Hello, we're here today at the home of Graydon Paul and his son Gray and daughter-in-law Sherry. They live in Beaufort, North Carolina. When I first met with them, they were building this lovely home. However, they did need some help in making all the decisions, and there was definitely a disparity between design styles. Graydon Paul preferred modern contemporary, whereas Sherry preferred more antiques and traditional. So it was quite a trick to be able to make selections and cause compromise between the two, but I think you'll agree that the results were really beautiful. When looking for inspiration for the space, I knew that this large painting, which now hangs above the fireplace, was to be included. I saw it as a great jumping off point for us. It has a beautiful color palette from which to draw, and also the theme on the water fits perfectly with the new home site, which is located on Turner's Creek in Beaufort. It also enabled us to highlight around the home and on this mantle Graydon Paul's hobby of model shipbuilding. Since this was new construction, I was able to help my clients with design decisions that they had to make for every aspect of the home. From our inspiration of the painting, we drew a wall color, a beautiful celadon green, which fills the living area. Other decisions to be made were fireplace surrounds, which we selected a beautiful marble. Also, I helped them select styles and color for their carpeting as well as flooring throughout the space. In this area of their great room, I was able to help them with selections of furniture. We selected a durable leather. While it's white and beautiful, it's still very durable for their active family. We had this chair that worked nicely. It had a very contemporary line to it, and also in a white upholstery fabric. We reused their coffee table, accent tables all around. We even took their traditional brass lamps and created custom lampshades to give them a contemporary edge. We used fabrics throughout the room in a contemporary floral as well as a geometric to pull our color palette all around. This beautiful dining room's inspiration was the two gold etchings that you see hanging on the wall behind me. We found this absolutely stunning dining room furniture. We have such a combination of elements here that really make it very interesting. What we have is an inch-thick beveled glass top that sits atop a brushed stainless base, and underneath that is a black ebony stand. The chairs themselves have a barrel back out of brushed stainless. The interiors are a champagne leather, and the legs are, here again, the black lacquer finish. So this all ties together so beautifully and gives such an interest to this space and reflects the black and gold etchings that you see hanging on the wall. We were able to reuse the homeowner's glass console table and arranged a nice calla lily floral arrangement on that, and included a palm tree in the dining room to complete the space. We're here in Graydon's master bedroom. It's a little smaller than the one he had in his previous home, and so we were not able to reuse his king-size bed. But we did reuse his bedspread and shams. What we did was we had it cut down to a queen size. We also took the color palette from this bedspread. We brought in a contemporary fabric for accent pillows and window treatments that tied this color together very nicely. We were also able to include two bookcases that Graydon didn't think we were going to be able to use because they were such dark wood. What we did was we left the interiors dark and painted the exterior. He was able to reuse these to display all of his models. We're still here at the Paul's house, but now we're in Amy's bedroom. Amy is Graydon's granddaughter and is a teenager. When I started working with them, Amy was clear she wanted a new bedroom suit. She didn't like the yellow, pastel, and white. It seemed to look dated to her. But in looking at the furniture, I realized it was Thomasville. It was very good furniture. And I had an idea. Throughout the home, Graydon had collected some beautiful Asian pieces, and I suggested that we paint these furniture pieces black. And using gold accents, we're able to give them a very definite Asian flair. We took two existing footstools from the living area, which had an Asian flair to them as well, and they were already black cushions, and so we took fabric and a decorative frog and made an obi sash to go over each one and use those at the foot of the bed. In addition to that, we brought in natural fiber vertical blinds for the slider and also a Roman for the window with an upholstered cornice with an Asian element to it. What we managed to create in this space is something that Amy loves, but also works greatly as a guest room. This is Sherry and Gray's master bedroom suite. In this space, we reused Sherry's existing bedroom furniture, which is dark with the cannonball motif, but we brought in a cool and serene element with the colors in the bedding and the wall. We were able to repurpose these end tables from the previous home's living room and use them as nightstands in this bedroom space. Sherry's taken this little corner and is using it as a vanity and desk area. She had an existing chair from the other space that we were able to reuse, and the mirror and dresser also from her home. If you'll look here, we also carried the woven blinds over to the slider that goes out onto their deck, which is in a vertical panel, and then we topped it with an upholstered cornice board. We wanted to stay within budget for this project for their bedroom, and so we were able to find ready-made bedding, and we took an extra panel from the curtains and were able to upholster the cornice board with that. Of course, it wouldn't be complete without a beautiful deck that's the full length of the house, facing the beautiful water view. We found this U-shaped bar with bar stools. It's a place to dine as well as mix a margarita or a cocktail. This concludes this episode of the Designer Showcase. We truly hope that you enjoyed this episode, and if you have a home that you're getting ready to build, please consider calling us to help you with your design decisions. We can take the dilemma out of your design.